Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Thirsty Thursdays. It's Chantel Boucher here. Very casual today. It's been a minute. Lots of things going on in the world still, and lots of developments, which is good. Let me, first of all, talk about my blessings. My biggest blessing is I got called back to Disney. So I am actually going to be back in the workforce as of Monday. Monday, I don't have the pressure. Well, I don't have the old pressures anymore. I have the new pressures. I'm right there in the same boat with everybody. Oh my gosh, my glasses are dirty. I'm sorry, I should have wiped these off before. But I'm in the boat now with everybody who has been able to maintain safety in their home, going out by choice to now going out to the workforce, um, where I have to see how they're going to handle it. And I have all faith in the world. Oh, that's so much better. I have all faith in the world that it's going to be handled. It's going to be handled well. Um, they've had plenty of time to analyze everything. They've actually gotten to watch other businesses reopen, Universal specifically. So I'm going into it with an open mind, and I'm going into it with the awareness of what I need to do to stay as safe as any of us can. So I'm going to go into it with optimism, but I won't be reckless. I will still take care of myself because a lot of our personal safety is ourself. It's a lot of it is we have the guidelines, we have what we're supposed to do, and I think people have forgotten that there is not one solution to this. And as we learn about the disease, oh, hello, Veronica. So glad you're chiming in. And as we go through it, it's trial and error. Trial and error. This evening's drink in my no drama mama cup that one of my children gave me tonight. What did I put in this tonight? Oh, tequila and Sprite. Yep. Ooh, yeah, that's it. Think more tequila than Sprite. Ooh, gotta watch that. And I think people need to have a re-education as what we're going through. Because what I'm seeing right now, especially with COVID and the spike in Florida, the timing was just so interesting, wasn't it? Right when the bars reopened, there was a spike. Um, and now we're seeing so many things online. We're seeing, all of a sudden all the employees and all these businesses are all of a sudden testing positive. Publix, oh my gosh, Publix is under fire because Publix employees are testing positive. Um, I want to put a spin on this. Remember that they said we quarantine for 14 days because it takes that long for some people to show symptoms. And then that's the incubation period. So they say, 14 days. Let's think about that. What was going on 14 days ago? It wasn't the bars opening, and it definitely wasn't 4th of July weekend. We're just there now. That's right. We had Memorial Day weekend, and we had the protests. Now, let's look at the choices people were making. CDC says, wear a mask, stay home as often as possible, and if you do go out, maintain 6 feet between you and somebody else. Those protests were anything but maintaining social distance. Not everybody had their masks on. And those that did were intermixed with the people who didn't have their masks on. It takes everybody's effort to make this happen. It takes everybody's effort to follow the CDC guidelines to stop the spread. If you were a person out protesting because you were so angry and you were in a crowd, you weren't practicing social distancing. The mask is not going to be as effective. If you were out getting social distance but not wearing a mask, you are not doing it. It takes all of those things. I want to also point something else out. As we now want to blame, Publix, and Publix really has me annoyed. Well, not Publix, people's perception, because Publix has been open through this entire pandemic. It was an essential business, along with Home Depot, which I did my floors and all that, and Walgreens and Walmart, and we saw the behaviors in Walmart. But all these businesses still did their best to maintain social distance for people, and we were flattening the curve. The curve spiked, when we stop maintaining social distance. Now, I know people are saying, well, all the Publix employees are testing positive now. And that's true. And you know why? Publix, as a policy, tests their employees once a week. So people who weren't going to get tested were getting tested. People were getting temperature checks every morning when they walk in, getting checked. They weren't living at Publix. What were they doing on their off time? Were they out of the protest? Were they going to the beach? Were they one of those people going to these bars and not listening to the bars saying, do the right thing? Jonathan, Walmart has been a mess. And still, even with the Walmarts open, we didn't see the spike. The spike is coming after the protests began and after Memorial Day weekend began. At the places where people were congregating without care. They were so blind with getting the message out. They said, I'm going to get in trouble for this comment. Black lives matter, but my life doesn't. And I am, trust me, being of African American and Native American descent, I understand that. I have lived through discrimination since I was 5 years old. I get it. I have felt every single thing that these people are going through. I've had teachers attack me in junior high and high school. I have had, as a child, I have had parents not realizing I was ethnic, and I'd show up at my friend's house, and all of a sudden, I had to go home. I had to have my mama explain it to me. So before y'all go down that route of, I'm not, I'm black. I know some people might think I'm not black enough, but I felt the experience. I get it. We need to protest, but we also need to do things right. Protest with your vote. Protest maintaining your health. You didn't help the other cause by fighting for this one. You need to maintain your social distance. You need to do what's right. I'm trying to. By the time it really took off, it was too late, in my opinion. And that's true. I'm not gonna say everybody did the right thing right away, but look at the timeline, though. Look at where we're at now. As someone who works in the bars and works in the clubs, I remember my first night with shows, and I had every intention of doing things safe. And this is going to be someone doing some straight talk right now. We originally normally do our shows in our showroom. I said there's no way people could social distance in that showroom. Let's move it to the main bar. Our tables were spread out. We had a runway for the girls. I thought this is going to be great. We're going to be able to do everything right. What I did not expect was that everybody else was going to flood into the room and go shoulder to shoulder. And what do you do at that point? I have seen bartenders at the Parliament House yell at people, social distance, don't stand at the bar. These are our guidelines. And I've seen them be yelled at back. We see the Karens, and I do believe the Ken is now the new name for the guys, protesting, it's my right to not wear a mask, and you can't do it. And the ADA says, you know what? It's a bunch of malarkey. Those self-absorbed people are making things worse. Your rights stop when they start endangering mine. But we've got to look at it. We've got to look at it smart. I give praise to Publix, who does test their employees, because they're catching the ones who went out and got it somewhere else. Because it didn't spike during this time. It spiked when groups were able to gather again. Sucks, doesn't it? I want to give some praise to my sister Deranged, who was brave enough to go on Facebook and say, hey, y'all, I got it. And she gave everybody who was around her a chance to fix themselves. And then, I saw Melanie Von Cruz did the exact same thing. I see people not afraid now to put it out there. People are still afraid to put out how they got it. Hello? Oh, you called me gorgeous. I would say it's a good filter, but I know it's like at my hair. That's a whole nother story. But thank you, baby. People aren't saying how they're getting it. People aren't saying, I went to a protest. I didn't maintain social distance. People aren't saying, I was hooking up. I was still having sex. people aren't saying these things because there's still a stigma and there's still an embarrassment. Um, and Pat, I wish everybody would enforce the masks. You're absolutely right. But again, I will say, easier said than done. I've seen the bad behavior in the nightclubs. I've seen the bad behavior when they're told, you need to put this on. We could do everything at the door, and we can say enforce, but, you know, asking people to leave, and what happens when someone starts throwing stuff out of their cart? People are just rude, mean, vindictive. They're finding ways around the system. They're screaming. Um, this is why, honestly, I've been doing a lot of things on Amazon. And when I go to a store, I do what I need to do to maintain my social distance. I maintain my mask. I've got, I'm not going to get up and show you the new one I got because business up, I'm comfortable from waist down. I'm not trying to put that business on Facebook. But we are responsible for our safety. But with that, we need to have the true knowledge of what's going on. Remember, it's a two-week incubation period. And I guess the kids today maybe now have a taste of what AIDS crisis was like because the same stigma happened. You got HIV, you didn't tell anybody because it was a death sentence. Death sentence of your life and your social circle the minute people found out you had it. The same thing is going on with the corona. So for those people who were brave enough to go on Facebook and announce, I have it, I'm in isolation. My baby sister, Aisha Kincaid, just did it. She didn't know she had it. She found out why, because she works at Walmart and they tested it and poof, that's how she found out. Was she wearing her masks? Yes. Was she doing anything else? You know what? I don't know. But when it was important that she told people, she did. And one of her first comments she made was, I hope you don't hate me. You know what? Don't hate you because you put on your big girl pants and you told the truth. I wish more people would. I've had friends get it that didn't announce it on Facebook. And, you know, it's a right. I get the fear. I've had friends who, I have one that's still in rehab and was in the hospital for almost 3 months fighting for his life. And that was aired every day by his partner because they needed to know how serious it was. People, compassion, understanding, education, and communication. That's how we're going to get over this. Live your life, but live it smart. I'm going back to Disney. I am going to go into my rehearsal facility on Monday. The first thing on my schedule said, wear a mask. Disney sat there at that point. I already know, well, I don't know how much I can share with Disney because, you know, corporate secrets, I don't want them getting mad at me. But they've already told me some of the things they're doing to keep us safe and healthy. I already have some idea of what my favorite friends like Chip and Dale and Winnie the Pooh are going to be doing to create magic safely. So I'm not as concerned about going back to work because I know the power is in me to keep things safe. I know the power is in my choice. If I am, like right now, look, you can't get it from me. I'm right here. I can't get it from you. We are on our Zoom meetings with our friends. We are finding ways to entertain ourselves. We have our close social circles. You have that one person that came into your life that, you know what, you might live in 2 different houses, but that's the only person you want to be around. It's an interesting time for history. So, that being said, I really was going to keep this one quick tonight because I just wanted to give some praise to some people and I just wanted to talk the truth talk. And because of what was going on in the bars, you know, we have Memorial Day weekend, we have all the protests, and in another week, we should be seeing the effects of the bars. It just is what it is. I'm going to quote everybody else, wear your mask, wash your hands, carry hand sanitizer, don't go pick up trade, get off of Grindr, Gruff, Scrowler, Christian Mingle, Farmers Only, Tinder. Y'all, those are the breeding grounds right now. Watch a video. No drama mama. Um, and just know that that's how we stop it. That's how we slow it down. That's what we get rid of the curve. Don't put ourselves in harm's way, and we will be fine. Ah, that being said, remember there's so many other things going on in this world to keep you entertained. You know what? Addison Taylor every Thursday has reintroduced her quarantine game show. That is a hoot and a holler. The ladies of Savoy, we're going to be back probably in 2 weeks, and we'll throw another one out there. And I have so many things in the archives I might throw together. Uh, oh, Pat, Zoom chat hookups. Yes, yes, you know it. I'm just saying, this webcam can do a lot of things to keep you entertained. Hi, Veronica. Good to see you, sweetheart. Um, I just there are so many things. In fact, Pat DeBear, who is chiming in right now, he is back on live. I would get ready to say that, Pat. Oh, look, hang on. Show. Digital game night, Mondays. It's the same stuff we were doing at the Bear Den, and we had for a while on. We are back on Mondays. He's looking for corporate sponsorship. It's a fun time. I'm going to be chiming right on in. It's going to be lots of fun, and it gets real silly. And you need two devices to play. So you know, like your computer, so you can have the screen up. I do believe he might be doing it on YouTube. We'll get more information on that. And then you need your handheld device, whether it be an iPad or iPhone, unless you're fancy like me and have two screens. Then you can see my screen in the reflection. That one. Good thing I don't have anything playing on it. And you can see I need to do my laundry. That's happening too. But yeah, look for those events to have a good time. I'm gonna be promoting a lot of those. Um, let's 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 get positive, people. Let's do YouTube and Twitch. Look, he is putting all his stuff out there. But do look for that. Look for the fun things to happen. Yeah, we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. But you gotta have the right information and you have the right knowledge to have the right tools to fight to kill the beast. That's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I will have. Glad you caught that because very good, very good, very good. All right, y'all. I don't want to be preaching all night. I want to find fun topics to talk about next time. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna have us a good time, y'all. In fact, next time maybe I'll get someone up on here with me, so it's not just me going blah 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 blah. But you know what? We're back. We're back to being digital. So yeah, that's it. Hope y'all have a good week. Hope you have someone to quarantine with. I hope you and your family are healthy and happy. And if you're one of those families that unfortunately now has been touched by what's going on, you're going to be in my prayers. Um, be smart, be vigilant, don't be afraid, and we're going to get through it. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I am your no drama mama, Shannon Shay, wishing you all to have what? A gay day. Love y'all. See you next week.